Tip 1. Register and vacate your day. Save the date and book your spot. The Virtual Malaysian Career Fair 26 to 28 of March and the United States Career Networking Fair 1st of April. Tips 2. Research on participating companies. Leading Malaysian employers are excited to meet you, so do some research on them. This could be useful for you to network with company representatives and apply for jobs during the fair. Tip 3. Apply for featured jobs. There will be plenty of job opportunities available during the fair, so don't miss the chance to land your dream job from the comfort of your home, all in one click. Tip 4. Join insightful webinars. Key personnel of leading Malaysian employers will be sharing their insights and latest information about their company and industry. Here's your chance to ask questions and learn more about them before applying to be a part of their team. Tip 5. Network with leading employers. Look out for green blinking lights to know which employers are online. Participate in a roundtable discussion with your preferred employers and stand a chance to have private chats with them at their virtual booth. Tip 6. Be prepared and bring your best self. Don't forget to update your CV, watch out for current updates, polish your interview skills, and also dress up. Because who knows, you might be called for an on-the-spot interview. Just relax and be yourself. It's your personality and charm that makes you unique from others. And now, you are ready to be part of an exciting journey and take your career for greater heights. We'll see you at the fair! Hi Malaysian talents in the United States. I'm Farisha from Team Graduate, and I'm proud to tell you that the United States Career Networking Fair is happening this April 1st. Here's your chance to rub shoulders with leading Malaysian employers from the comfort of your home. Here's how you can register to the event. First of all, visit graduan.com/US and click Register Now on the top right corner. Fill in the necessary details. The red asterisks indicate compulsory fields, and this includes your resume. Let us know your top 6 preferred employers and click Confirm. Leading Malaysian employers can now view your resume and interact with you. You can also register through the Graduan app. Here's how. Just download the Graduan app on the Play Store or App Store. Click on the Events tab and click the United States Career Networking Fair. Fill in the details required. Once done, verify your email and complete your Graduan profile. Employees can't see your account if you don't complete your profile. It's really simple to join our United States Career Networking Fair. Get online this April 1st to meet leading Malaysian employers. Take charge and land your dream job today! Find out what we have in store for you, and here's how you can start preparing yourself in hopes to land your dream job at Grad1's upcoming virtual fair. Are you ready? Tip 1. Register and vacate your day. Save the date and book your spot. The Virtual Malaysian Career Fair 26 to 28 of March and the United States Career Networking Fair 1st of April. Tips 2. Research on participating companies. Leading Malaysian employers are excited to meet you, so do some research on them. This could be useful for you to network with company representatives and apply for jobs during the fair. Tip 3. Apply for featured jobs. There will be plenty of job opportunities available during the fair, so don't miss the chance to land your dream job from the comfort of your home, all in one click. Tip 4. Join insightful webinars. Key personnel of leading Malaysian employers will be sharing their insights and latest information about their company and industry. Here's your chance to ask questions and learn more about them before applying to be part of their team. Tip 5. Network with leading employers. Look out for green blinking lights to know which employers are online. Participate in a roundtable discussion with your preferred employers and stand a chance to have private chats with them at their virtual booth. Tip 6. Be prepared and bring your best self. Don't forget to update your CV, watch out for current updates, polish your interview skills, and also dress up. Because who knows, you might be called for an on-the-spot interview. Just relax and be yourself. It's your personality and charm that makes you unique from others. And now, you are ready to be part of an exciting journey and take your career for greater heights. We'll see you at the fair! Hi Malaysian talents in the United States. I'm Farisha from Team Grad1 and I'm proud to tell you that the United States Career Networking Fair is happening this April 1st. Here's your chance to rub shoulders with leading Malaysian employers from the comfort of your home. Here's how you can register to the event. First of all, visit grad1.com/US and click register now on the top right corner. Fill in the necessary details. The red asterisks indicate compulsory fields, and this includes your resume. Let us know your top 6 preferred employers and click confirm. Leading Malaysian employers can now view your resume and interact with you. You can also register through the Grad1 app. Here's how. Just download the Grad1 app on the Play Store or App Store. Click on the Events tab and click the United States Career Networking Fair. Fill in the details required. Once done, verify your email and complete your Grad1 profile. Employees can't see your account if you don't complete your profile. It's really simple to join our United States Career Networking Fair. Get online this April 1st to meet leading Malaysian employers. Take charge and land your dream job today!
Hello, everyone. So maybe it's morning where you are, but it's evening here. So I do wish everyone a very good morning and a very good evening, depending on where you are. Welcome everyone to Grad One Career Fair. Whether you are here with us joining the live stream on Grad One Career Fair or watching our recordings on YouTube, it's an absolute pleasure for me to be here moderating this webinar. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Al Hakim, and I am one of the members of National Assembly of Malaysian Students in America. Today, on the second session, I am very privileged to bring to you a panel that is a great example of discuss on hired or internship remotely. So with me today to gain a deeper insight on how getting hired or internship remotely looks like, I have the pleasure to call upon a diverse lineup of analysts here with me today. With us, Ms. Maulin Ahmad Nordin, Group Human Capital at Malayan Banking Berhad. Ms. Shariza, hello, the head of talent acquisition of Nestle Malaysia. And last but not least, Ms. Sharifah Sheha is the Assistant General Manager, Group of
Hello.
Human Resource at Bank Islam Malaysian Berhad.
Hi.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, everybody. Yeah.
Hi.
Yes. Okay, so thank you all panelists for making your time to come at our career fair. So is that okay if everyone quick introduction about yourself? Thank you.
Okay, I'll start. Hi, everybody. Happy to meet all of you on this platform. I'm Marlene. I'm with our Group Recruitment Center, and my team basically handles the recruitment of internships as well as overall recruitment for the bank. Yep. I'm happy to meet my other panels as well today. Thanks.
Okay, so I'll go next. Hello, everyone. Very good evening, very good morning to all of you. I'm Shariza. You can call me Sherry. I think most of our colleagues here call me Sherry. So I look after talent acquisition for Nestle Malaysia and Singapore. I'm really excited to meet all of you here. So looking forward to the questions. Thank you.
Hi, can you hear me? Okay, I'm Sharifa. My full name is Sharifa Sheha from Bank Islam. You can call me Sharifa or Sheha. I oversee talent sourcing and shared services, which include rewards, benefit system, payroll of the bank. I've been in banking line for almost 30 years, mainly exposure in HR with only two commercial banks, my previous employer. Thank you, Graduan, for having me. It's good to be here to share, to learn from each other, and I sincerely hope that this session will benefit us. All right, over to you, Hakim.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much again to all panelists for making time to talk about this topic. And as we know, all countries around the world are still battling with the pandemic COVID-19. And we all know that 2020 will always be remembered as the year where the things change from the norm, which is from in-person to the virtual. And I think for me personally, it also has introduced new roles and opportunities where I think it's not all that bad, but we have also a good thing from that. So, okay. So moving on to the first question. There has been a significant increase in competition among talent as the talent pool has now been increased to the global scale. So I wanted to ask everyone, all the panelists, so what can talent do to get prepared in this new norm, modern journey of getting hired remotely? And how can one present their best professional self to future employer like all the panelists? Yeah, Maybe Maulin, you want to get started
Okay.
first? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so basically, for all young graduates out there and students as well for internship, one thing that the past year, as you mentioned, we are going virtual, and virtual is the norm now moving forward. So basically, you have to build your profile virtually as well. So it is good for you to be visible or at least update your profile. For us, one of the profiles, one of the platforms that we are really active on is LinkedIn. So build your profile on LinkedIn, follow people in organizations that you are interested in, read, be aware of what's happening out there, and try to build connections. Even though you're not looking for a job at the moment, you can connect with leaders in the companies, for example, Nestle, Bank Islam, and Maybank, of course, and other companies even beyond Malaysia. So basically, to build your visibility and profile, virtually. Okay, I let my other colleagues also. I'm sure it's the same. Yeah, and connect with me
Yes.
on LinkedIn as well. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and then I'll pass it to you, Miss Sheha.
Okay, can you hear me again? I sometimes I forget to turn on my okay, mute and
Yeah,
unmute.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, oh, it's
Okay,
all good.
yeah. I think as far as online is concerned, the young graduates are already there. So submitting resume has been online for a few years now. We no longer accept physical document. Even some of the graduates wanted to give physical paper, but we nicely declined, saying that we push them to online. Submitting physical is already things in the past. But once you get a call from us, let's say for interview or for engagement, since March last year, we have fully be on visual. You just have to get yourself prepared, know, especially on the technology. When the day comes, make sure that you're comfortable talking on the screen with the interviewer, and then making sure that your technology is working well. Test your laptop, your mobile, do it in advance. And the good things is that when it's visual, you can always practice. I cannot emphasize more on practice lah, because the more you practice, the more confident you are. Even for myself, just sharing a bit of my experience in visual, initially it's difficult because you are not things that you are not used to, but after a while, it's just a new norm. Okay, so I pass to Shariza for her input.
Yeah. So I think this is a very interesting one, because when COVID happened and MCO happened, we hiring still had to continue for many of us, and we were left with only virtual interviews to actually decide on the candidate. And at some point, I think I don't know about my other two panelists, but our line managers were also a bit skeptical. How can I really make a decision without really meeting a person face to face, right? And I'm really relying purely on virtual interviews. But you'll be surprised. Actually, we did quite a lot of hirings last year, and it was purely done virtually. And I think with COVID, it sort of really pushed us to grow in this area, right? It's actually possible to assess people through virtual interviews. And as Sheha mentioned earlier, future candidates, you guys need to prepare yourself for these interviews, right? It's still important to look presentable, right? Although we know everyone is working from home and a bit more relaxed in terms of what you wear, but when you're attending virtual interviews, do look presentable, and and make sure the connection is good, because that's really important. I think at some point when there's a breaking in connection, it could be quite frustrating for both sides when things are not clear, or you cannot really speak to the person and they cannot really share their experiences. And I think this will really continue in the next few years, or even, this would be the future already, right? And we have a nice combination later on if COVID does go away, and inshallah it does. I think the combination of having virtual interviews and face to face will still be there. And I think it's a great combination actually, because it, for recruiters and for line managers, it does make, I would say, life for them maybe slightly easier, because they can, just schedule virtual calls at anywhere, at any point of time, instead of really being there physically to meet a candidate. But of course, I still believe the face-to-face interaction is important. But if in situations like this, virtuals are also okay, and we can manage that. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, I really like the point, like everyone say that, I mean, there is a good side of online interview and so on. So that's come out in my mind about the question. Oh, okay. So as we know that face-to-face interview are now replaced with virtual interview and supported with online assessment, such as Riazak test or whatever it is. So many have expressed that despite this, it has become more convenient for modern talent to move forward with the process. So, what do all the panelists think? Does the practice of working remotely will still be relevant in the next 5 years, or is just relevant during the COVID-19 hit the world, or maybe we will change the new norm, which is everyone in this world, in this country, will working remotely? Yes. Yep, I pass. The stage is yours. Thank you.
Going remotely is going to be the normal now, not just during COVID, going forward. And because of COVID, because of what happened the past year, it really made us all assess, our capabilities, and prepare to actually reconfigure our workforce. Actually, now we are seeing, what positions we can ongoing long term work remotely. So that's why I think even for internships now we are open to doing virtual internships. So it's more opportunities will be more out there for us to host interns who are in US, UK, anywhere in the world actually, as long as the positions we are able to guide and deliver the task remotely, and of course candidates also are agile enough to be able to be managed remotely. Contacts will still be there. We'll still have weekly, monthly, even daily meetings in the team. So interactions will still be there, but it will be like remotely. So it is not really a new norm. It's going to be the norm now. Yeah. Anything else I want to add? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
As for me, okay. We have actually been remote since March last year. Like Hakim correctly say that year 2020 will always be remembered as a big shift in working, and that is a remote working mode. Well, in Bank Islam, even before the pandemic, we started introducing flexible working arrangement. We Alhamdulillah, we introduced it timely, because we introduced it in January. So we are on trial basis, where we actually give option to employees to choose whether to be on flexible working hours or on remote commute working arrangement. But I do not know whether it's fortunate or unfortunate, but when the implementation of this flexible working arrangement was really easy when COVID hit us, because initially it's difficult for us to actually sell this idea to some of the business units, because they are so much used into being physically present. But when COVID hit us, we have no option but to face the early challenges in getting work done from home. So, but I'm pleased to say that the management of us has decided to continue offering this flexible remote working policy beyond this pandemic. I personally, I don't think I have the intention of going back to 5 days a week kind of role in the office, where you just got to be from Monday to Tuesday 9 to 5, or even later. Um, I think the future will be more flexible in terms of accommodating. Of course, we still come to office once in a while, but remote working will be the first option for us for future roles as much as possible. Of course, certain exception to roles like customer relation, sales, where memang physical presence is actually required. So like Shariza said just now, is the future is now actually.
Yeah.
So kalau ada pun, it will be a blend approach where person to person contact isn't quite the same through the screen kan. We still need this social interaction, but it has proven that we can actually work remotely, and working remotely can be, if not more, effective as the always. It can be actually more productive, and people are more happy. Over to you, Shariza, for more input.
Yeah, so thank you. So I think very similar to our banking friends here, Nestle has also, sort of recently launched our new flexible work arrangements. Actually, we were also trying to push it prior to COVID, but with COVID happening, I think it really just accelerated the whole journey, and we were able to get the whole work from home policy in place. And with that being said, I think we are encouraging our employees, well, those in the head office at least, because we know for Nestle, we have employees who are in the sales department, and then also a major of them in the factories. Of course, those people, they will need to be at site to perform their jobs. But the ones who are based in the head office, we will provide this flexibility to be working from home between 2 to 3 days a week. And then, the other days, if they have the option to come to the office. With this whole flexible work arrangements, it has also sort of pushed Nestle to look at our whole office setup. I think many companies are also starting to look at that. Do we really need that much of an office space? And for Nestle, it was just in time for us to also actually look at another option to move to a different office, whereby, it's a bit more of an open concept, a hot desking concept. So there's no longer a fixed workstation for you. Now that you're coming to the office just, 2 to 3 days a week, you'll have a locker where you put your things. You go into your, you pick a workstation, you work there, and then you have a bit more collaborative workstations where you can, speak to your colleagues and so on. So I think, the journey has definitely accelerated for many of us, and like we all said, it's the norm. It's already a norm now. We will be working in this new way moving forward.
Just to add, like in Bank Islam and Nestle, we also have flexible work arrangement actually many years back. So the past 1 year we have embarked on mobile work arrangement. That means every is totally off base. So we are hiring people even from day one, where they are already going to be off base. So moving forward, I think that's the norm going. That is what going to be for all companies actually looking into doing more and more of this. Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I also want to add a few more. In late last year, we actually saw high-profile companies like Google's, all these top companies announcing that they will remain remote permanently even after COVID. They already given that blessing to the employees. So and then some companies are integrating remote as part of company culture. So there will be something like a hybrid of in office and off office kind of work culture that is available, and as graduates, this is what is expected. So there's no way of turning back, and it will be you will be there not only 5 to 10 years, but I would say that it will be there forever.
Yeah, this is the future.
Yeah, the situation actually made us realize that we can operate
exactly
remotely.
And the perception that we have about remote work has changed actually. When we realize that our team are more motivated and more productive, and being remote actually allow us to hire a wider pool of candidates, a higher pool of qualified professionals in any roles for that matter.
Okay, just
Okay.
now I heard. Oh, yep.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
go.
just now, thank you. Okay, so just now I heard that the company also have proven that working or internship remotely has proven that the company or the candidate can be a success. Okay, so the follow-up question is, how do company, is there any indicator that company put on to have like, okay, so we are success. So is there any indicator that every each of the company put? I mean, if that yes, so what is the indicator of that one?
May I?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, okay, for example, I don't mind sharing a true story where initially some of the supervisors coming back to HR saying that, how can we make sure that people are working when they are not in office? So to me, it's easy. Even when we are in office, how do we check the productivity? Because bottom line is that they are able to deliver and they are able to deliver what is expected. So how they do it, even in office, if you are under the same roof, you can't actually monitor, because at the end of the day, you just get what is being given to you, and then you access from there. So the same thing works remotely, where at the end of the day, you check that the numbers of the assignment given is actually up to the expectation, and it's coming back on time. Because what happened actually in our study, people are actually working more hours when they are at home, because the laptop is there. And then COVID, you are not able to go holidays or whatnot. So the tendency of working more and delivering more is there. And this has actually been proven by the division, the business unit, saying that actually in terms of number, they deliver me more. So after a while, they agreed that they are okay for people to work remotely, but of course, there's a lot of engagement that needs to be done, even though they are remote. Like Marni say that there's meeting once a week, there's follow-up session, check-in session with the supervisors and the staff. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, whether remotely or physically, our targets and outcome that we are supposed to achieve is still the same. So you see, so there's no change. There's no change. Or virtually, this is your target. Physically, this is your target. No. So I echo what Sharifa mentioned. Okay, that a lot of engagement and trust has to be there. I think the past year also we learned that we really have to have trust in our employees. That's the only way it can work. And employees also, integrity has to be there. As employees, we have to make sure that we know what's the outcome that we are supposed to deliver, so we have to deliver it. And because that's our responsibility as employees. And you manage your time. Okay, you're working virtually, so we trust that you manage your time and to make sure that you deliver whatever outcome that you're supposed to deliver. So basically, moving forward, that's what workforce and work life is going to be. We have to deliver what we have to deliver or exceed whatever outcome. Since now actually productivity seems to be higher since we have less time on the road. From office to from our room to office is like 5 minutes only. So that's how we find that actually our staff can be more happier. Actually, you're with your family while you produce. Yep. Shariza, anything else to add? Yeah.
Yes, I just want to touch a little bit about the virtual internships that we talked about earlier. So, this Nestle launched our first virtual internship program last year. It's actually called Nesternship. I think some of you may have seen it already on social media. So this concept was actually quite interesting because we got together along with our other Nestle markets within the Zone AOA, whereby we said, okay, let's hire interns, virtually. And we could actually have interns working in different markets, interns based in different countries working for our market. right? So for example, for Malaysia, we had a Malaysian student working for someone who was actually sitting in Switzerland in our head office in Beve for a specific project that he and she needed help on. And then later on, we also hired a Malaysian student studying in Australia for actually the Singapore market, which we needed interns to work on a specific project. So I think this whole concept of, you don't really need to be in the same country to actually take part in a role or be part of a program. It's actually really possible, and this has really proven it to us that there were a lot of success stories being shared, and it's good to know that a lot of other companies are also getting there, and more students are also open to such opportunities available in all these different companies. Yeah.
Okay, so I believe that flexible working arrangements is very convenient and also has not only one, not only two, not only million, but bazillion of advantages. So, so about fresh graduate who still, we know that fresh graduate still need a lot of guidance. So what will be the challenge for fresh graduates who will start their career remotely, and how they can overcome this challenge? Yeah, and yeah, I pass it to maybe Miss Sheha. Thank you.
Okay, betul Hakim, like you say, that's common challenges of remote work, not only for fresh graduates, also like senior
For the
people like
leaders.
us. Of course, I personally think that it's more challenges for us because we have been doing the old ways for too long, and a sudden change definitely impact us. But for young graduate like you, yes, among the, I would say the challenges would be lack of face-to-face supervision, where you do not know what you're doing is right, or you do not know your colleagues, your supervisor personally. You only know them online, so basically you just receive assignment. You don't have this, social interaction, understanding them better. But all this can actually be resolved via a lot of interaction. If let's say you're given an assignment, you don't understand, just uh, do team meetings or request for a session with them, so that you can go through in detail, and it can be done anytime. It doesn't have to be confined during office hours, because usually when office hours, your managers and supervisor are busy with their daily class or other meetings. It can be done even after office hours, but the way you ask for it must be tactful lah. And then of course lack of access to the information, but that also, nowadays mostly all the information is actually online. You just need basically your laptop and a good chair to start doing your work. One of the challenges I would say is social isolation, loneliness. Currently there have been a lot of studies about, people actually getting a bit more depressed during COVID. They are not socially, especially, those people young like to be social, socialize a lot more than other people. So loneliness will be one of the challenges that you may face. But with handphones, with mobile, with chats, that can also be overcome. And of course, last but not least, distraction at home lah. Sometimes you have your pet lah, you have your mom, or you have your, if you're married and have children, sometimes the children don't understand that the mother is actually working and not free and not on leave. So these are some of the challenges. But maybe Shariza and Marley, you want to take more, want to share what are the solution to these challenges?
Yeah.
Okay, similar challenges that we face and faced by interns as well as the line managers. Okay, like mentioned by Seka, a lot of communication. As a student or intern, you also have to take initiative to be connected. If you not not sure about something, just ask us. And for us, other things that we put in place to support the interns is that we have an internship networking team where all interns, we create a WhatsApp group for them so that they are connected to each other. They can ask questions. They can even ask simple things, how to do things. For example, if they're not sure about anything. Besides that, we have employee communication almost every day about what's happening in bank and what's the situation about COVID, working, mobile work. And so in terms of company information, definitely there's a lot of communication channel that we ensure, not just for interns, actually for all our staff. So basically, just you yourself also have to make the effort to be in touch with the team, and don't be shy asking if you're not sure about anything. And of course, we have there's a buddy and your direct supervisor in place for you to make sure that you have someone to refer to if you're not sure about anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very similar, right? Because
Yeah.
actually it happens to even all the other new hires who we recruit, and we know that it's not easy not having any at all social or face-to-face interactions with the people that you work with, and you really have to rely on all these tools to actually communicate. And for the fresh graduates, I can imagine it's even a lot harder, being first time in the working environment. And we even had many sessions with our graduate trainee programs, our management trainees, who did voice out and really be open to us to say, look, it's really difficult because we really have to find our line managers time, find our colleagues time in their calendar just to have sometimes a very simple conversation. But the options are there, as Sheha mentioned, as Marnie mentioned as well. You need to have a lot of initiative to actually reach them over WhatsApp if you can't book a call with them. Be flexible to take on calls at different types of parts of the day. Maybe sometimes they will only be free for 5 minutes during lunchtime, and maybe you would have to be flexible to take that call at lunch as well. Yeah, and don't be afraid to ask, because at the end of the day, you can imagine in a virtual setup, everyone is working remotely and we have our own things to do. Sometimes it can, I know line managers don't want to do this, but sometimes it can be that they forget, that I'll actually have to do a check-in with one of my MPs or my management trainees or my interns, because I'm always busy with other things. So do reach out to them if they're not reaching out to you. Don't suffer in silence. We always say it. Always ask your buddies. Always speak to your colleagues. The other interns in the company. The other management trainees in your company. Speak to people so that you get connections. And you guys, I mean, the youth today, they are very much more advanced on this. They have all these different connections, right? Through different tools. So yeah, so just take that extra step because in this setup, it will require you to take on a bit more of a initiative compared to when you're in a normal office environment. Yeah.
Yes, I absolutely agree with all the panelists that most of the employers are seeking the talent that are level-headed, under pressure, upbeat, or I would sum up all the terms, which is holistic employee. So therefore, as an engineering student, is any professional exam such as the principle of practice of engineering or PE exam we call, or maybe we take as an example of actual science like P exam, FM exam, MLC exam. So is that matter for the company to look at, because we are currently during COVID-19. So is there any professional exam matter for the company? Look at that. Yeah. Maybe I pass it to Miss Norlin.
Okay, you mean do we require the students to take professional exam? No. Yeah, we are open to firstly any discipline, any background, and as long as they would like opportunity of internship in our company, yeah, we'll be open to it. Yeah.
but will be an advantage for that student to become hired during this remotely? Yeah.
No, not really. I mean, advantage if they have the certification. No, as long as they are, student going through, the securing a degree or any professional certificate. Yeah, we will have a conversation with the candidate for the specific role to see the suitability, and so basically it's how we assess the candidate while we are having a conversation with them whether they're suitable for an internship role or not with us. Yep.
Yeah, I think it's the same for Nestle. There's no need of an actual certification for internship or graduate hires. I think as long as you come in with the, for management training program, of course, we require those with degrees. But for me, what's important beyond a degree is also, how active you are in your co-curricular activities. Have you been working part-time? Have you been doing anything beyond than just studying? Because I think this really makes a candidate to become a bit more holistic, as you mentioned, right? Because all the skills that you gain while you are actually doing other internships or actually working part-time or even participating in co-curricular activities, leading organizations and so on, you are actually gaining a lot of leadership skills. You're building soft skills, which you cannot gain while you're actually just doing your degree, for example, right? So once you're very active in this, it actually does add a lot of value to your resume. And when we shortlist candidates for such roles, even if it's an internship program or a management training program, we are looking for those people who have done slightly more than just completing their degree, because it does help a lot with, helping them settle into the organization.
And what also your
the tendency is they'll be more well-rounded, able to work with teams, and then confidence in terms of interacting with people versus a really 100% book smart result 4.0. For us, we don't only look at CGPA, probably similar to me, we look at their overall profile, what they can bring to the team.
Sheha, you want to add anything?
Okay. Back to Haki questions. Those were the days where actually we were looking for specific degree. If you're in banking, we only want someone in accounting or in finance and business. Those were the days. No more. Actually, we are very open to all. But of course, if let's say we are looking for someone in IT, it's very technical. This is where we actually make sure that you have a right education background for you to perform that role. Otherwise, for any other roles, as long as you are willing to learn, we are okay. For when you are being called for the interview, to me, your technical part is already there because we've seen your resume. We know your background in terms of education and whether you can perform or not. But during the interview, more important is, of course, your attitude, the way you carry out yourself, how confident you are, and whether you can actually make a difference in the team. So forget about the technical part because we know already. It's more of we want to engage you in your personality and whether we can actually groom you to become really part of our team.
Okay. Wow, that's really such a nice and absolute discussion. Okay, so we moving on to the second part of the question. Okay, so during an interview, how is important for a candidate to do some research and learn about the company before applying for the job? Let's say if I'm going to apply for the Maybank, do I need to tell, oh, yesterday Maybank stock increased 1% or increased one ringgit, 1 minute? So is that important for the employer? Because maybe if I feel like that, it can be, oh, that student have a general knowledge about this company. So is that how much important that to do some research? Thank you.
Maybank jawab. Maybank. Maybank dulu.
Okay, basically we don't expect you to, it's not like exam, okay? When you come for interview with us, it's not like, you know, we ask you 1, 2, 3 and make sure you answer correctly, no. But at least you must know about the position that you applied for. Okay, when we call you for interview, you know, when you apply, there is a job description already. So generally you should know about the role. So and the expectation. So be ready to say how you can contribute for the role, because we do have students or even fresh grads who come for interview, and then in fact when they apply, they just tick apply, you know. They go to our job sites and just apply, and then later during the interview, what is this job about? Or that is no. Okay, so basically we don't expect you to know you know, in detail about the company and read through our annual report or anything, but whatever you want to research about the company, it is an added advantage to you. For example, you know, if you want to ask questions about what the most recent news, what's happening, you read the past few days, that it will be a good conversation point. It won't be something that we will test you on, no. But as you apply to a company, it is good for you to know about the company a bit lah. You know what we do, what's our culture, what's our values at least, so that you see whether does it align to your aspirations or not. Yeah. My peers, anything you want to add?
Yeah, to me, in a way, it's crucial for you to do some a bit research, because just like, you know, you're getting married to someone, of course you want to know where they're kampong, you know, a bit about their background, whether you can actually live together later. And you know, to ensure that macam Marnie say that the vision, mission, and the working environment, the culture suit you more than as much as we are looking for the right candidate, the candidate must also looking for the right employer, because you are building a career with them. It's just not, you know, of course, for problem for your first time job, you just grab whatever comes along the way. But later, these are the things that you need to understand, so that when you come to the interview or engagement session, it's more beneficial for both parties. For the nowadays, you can find anything on the internet, so I think it's not really difficult to do that research of a company. And by understanding the company, and also by understanding the industry, probably not the company like say Maybank, but you know, you understand the whole banking industry. This shows that your interest you have in that field. You know, like knowing what banking is heading to doesn't have to be only Maybank, but you can actually during the conversation you still you can you know discuss about what's happening in banking as a whole. Fintech is in. Probably banking is no longer, you know, the probably I do not know banking is
what's happening
in the past. You don't, because everything is going digital. So this kind of research and understanding will definitely equip you better.
Yep.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's good to come in with some research, right, to during the interview to actually understand what the company is doing and where the company is heading to. Because as mentioned by my friends here, I mean, you need to know which company you're actually joining and applying for. And you know, if you cannot relate to the company, then you know we can surely tell that this is not probably the company that you should be in, right? And basic information can always be found on the websites and on all these other platforms. And yeah, and we're not expecting you to memorize the annual report, of course, but you know, basic information. I think it's important to do that research before you come in for interviews.
Like I mentioned earlier, Hakim, it's not so much about technical questions because we know already your background. It's more about other than technical. That is usually the things that is being asked or required, expected from the candidate.
Okay, so we are moving on to the next question. So just now you said that it's not about the technical question because we already passed that technical question if we are being the interview. So do you think there is a smart question can change employer perspective toward the talent? And if yes, what type of question do you think will make talent look smart and prepared? Because just now you said, oh, we don't need to read all of the annual report. Like, oh, at the page 80, we have like some lost profit or something like that. So yes, so what type of question do you think will make the talent look smart and prepared? And maybe I pass it to the Nestle first.
So for me, I think there's of course people who come in with smart questions, right? Especially if they have read up about the company and what the company is heading to. So for example, Nestle is very much into making everything that we do very sustainable, right? And so for example, when they come with questions like what is Nestle doing in this and that area, I think it also shows that they are keen or interested in to be part of Nestle's journey to move towards a more sustainable future. So I would say there's no real secret to what sort of smart question, but I think it goes back to what the candidate wants to know about the company, as well as how they want to make an impact in the role that they are applying for. So if they're applying for, let's say for a marketing role, and they know that in this role, it would require them to, I don't know, work with, understand the competition, for example, right? And see what else can Nestle do as a brand to improve in this area. Maybe perhaps a question would be like, or from what I've seen in the market, this brand has done this. And from my observations, I think, perhaps this could be an area that Nestle could look at. And for us, I think we welcome those kind of honest feedback and ideas coming from the youth, especially because you guys have the different I'll say eyes. You bring in a fresh pair of eyes, and when you're applying for a role, you want to add value to the role, right? So you perhaps, if you have an idea of what the role is about, then maybe do a bit of research there and ask a question related to what you will be applying for, or the role that you want to join as. Yeah. So those are just my points. I don't know about my other colleagues.
Yeah, agree. There's no set specific questions. Yeah, just be aware of what's happening and tailor your question through the conversation that they are having with the panel at that point of time. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, a bit from me. When you ask Hakim about smart question, yeah, there's a very thin line between intelligent and being arrogant in asking questions. Okay, like Marmi and Shariza has explained, those are the questions that you should ask about the culture, about leadership, about the job itself, the challenges probably. But I just want to share that there are things, questions that you shouldn't ask. Definitely you should ask the questions, because that shows that your interest in this position of the company. Don't just do you have any questions? No, I'm okay, everything is okay. At least ask, be ready with one or two questions. But the no questions would be very much political driven questions, or you ask, hey, what is your company doing, which telling that you didn't even know what you're coming for. And then don't ask personal questions like, tiba-tiba, suddenly you ask about how many leaves in this company. How do I take my time for vacation? People are talking about work, and here you are asking about vacation. And then, or you ask, this is the no questions, because my friends have shared the questions to be asked. The no one would be something like, how long do you think it take me to get promoted in this company? So to us, promotion is actually, you can actually do your own career progression and get promotion. If you don't get promotion, something probably not right with you rather than the company. Or you ask, does the company monitor our internet usage? Or how many warnings do you get before you leave? These are the questions that don't ask. You just stick to probably one or two good questions that's good enough. Okay, don't be bombarded, ended up like you are actually the interviewer instead of you being interviewed. Okay.
Yeah, tendency is young graduates now, they like to ask questions about, like you mentioned, like how many years before I get to be a manager, for example, things like that. I mean, at that point of time, during the interview, that's not the time to ask such questions, because we are all performance driven. So actually, like Sharifa mentioned, you actually will be
You
you
chart your
manage your
own
career.
growth, right?
You
You chart
chart
your
your
own
own
career.
career.
Yeah.
It depends on your performance. You know, we have people who within 2 years are promoted to assistant manager. Some even faster. Depends on your on each person. There's no set, like, you know, okay, after how many years you're executive, after how many years you're manager, after, I don't know, we don't have such in any companies. Yep.
And one more thing, don't talk bad about your previous company or your
Yes,
Oh,
previous
yes.
that's
Yeah.
very important.
Very
totally
important.
Important.
yeah.
Yeah.
But surprisingly, we have actually bumped into a few candidates who still using this
Yeah.
sharing session to actually talk about their ex-bosses, and I don't
Yeah.
like that.
Okay. So I also have a question. Like, do companies believe that being true to yourself could set a candidate apart from the others? And maybe I pass it to Ms. Sheha first.
Okay, being honest, right? You're saying
Mm-hmm.
being honest. Yes. Yeah, honesty is the best policy. There's no doubt about it. But you have to be smart also lah. As much as you want to be honest. Let's say I interview you and the position. Let's say of course now we are talking about remote. But let's say those days when I interview, are you willing to be based in Johor? So suddenly you say, no, 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 not Johor. I only want to be in KL. To me, that kind of reply, sometimes, although you are being honest, but you got to be smart because the offer hasn't come. They're probably testing you whether you are mobile, you know. So the answer would then, I would say that the answer to that would be, I'll consider. I don't have any issue moving, from one region to another, but I'll see how. But don't just say no. I'm not going to Johor. I just want to be in KL. Although that is what is in your heart and is your mind. But yeah, as much as possible, yes. Be honest. Don't give over promising story or underselling yourself. Just be calm. Be who you are, and try to respond as honest as possible.
Yeah, I agree. Also, I think all of us hiring managers, we can tell if the person is really scripted answers, like, we can tell whether the person is genuine and uh, not just saying things because it's good to something good to say to the panel. No, yeah. So be honest and be yourself. You have to be yourself. um you know yeah. Thanks.
Same thoughts for me. I think be honest with the panel. Of course, it's important to be able to sell yourself well, as in, to present yourself well, but don't overdo it as well. Because sometimes,
Yeah.
when you
Yeah,
try
don't
to
overdo
just, just to highlight all of the good things about you, and then when the panel asks, okay, so what are some of your areas of development that you want to work on, and you're like, oh, there's nothing that I want to work on. So it's about at the same time being humble, and really showing them who you actually are. And I think the part about, if there's a question being asked like, oh, are you, this one is, I think, a good one to share, because sometimes we have candidates who have maybe worked in part-time jobs or currently working in a different company. And many of them maybe have already tendered resignation and are looking for other jobs. But at the point of interview, they tell you that they're still working with that company and and did not mention anything about having tendered the role already. So, sometimes employers go to this whole, we have to go through the whole reference check portion,
Yeah.
right? To make sure that whether this person is genuine with whatever answers that they have given. And then really we realize that, oh my God, this person actually has left the company last month. And in the interview, he or she mentioned that he was still in the company. So, it's this whole integrity is really, really important. So, don't try to, polish yourself so well just because you want to look good to the panel. I think it's really important to stay honest. And if you've left the company, just say you've left. I mean, it's fine. The panel would assess that further then. Yeah.
And one more thing, if let's
Mm.
say a question being asked and you totally do not know, just it's okay to say
Correct.
that
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
I'll check later and come back to us. But rather than telling lies, and because the
Yes.
next questions probably tie you down.
Yeah.
Wow, wow, that's really an absolutely great discussion. Okay, so we moving on to the next question. So, do you believe that working from home guarantees work-life balance? Because I want to let all the audience and same goes to panelists because I have one experience. Let me tell my story first. Okay, last spring 2020, I live with my seniors. So at that time, they are enrolled in the fishing classes, and when suddenly they only experience the physical class about 2 months. On the fishing classes, and after that, we are moving on due to COVID. So at that time, so my senior have the fishing classes, but it's really quite funny because my senior said, so on the class, the professor give the student link about fishing classes and say, oh, saya dapat ikan. Kau dapat ikan apa? Wah, besar hebat in the online class. So it's quite funny. So for the company too, how do you guarantee that all the employer has the work-life balance? So because it is very important for the mental health of your employee, right? So maybe I pass it to Shariza.
Yeah, so I think with this whole work from home, it's a very, I would say it's a gray line, right? Because you don't really have fixed working time anymore in a way, because you can take breaks in between, and then you can, reply to complete some of your work at night if you're more of a night person. I think it's very important to have that check and balance. I think in Nestle, we also, trying to always remind our employees that although we're all working from home and it's COVID, you can't really take breaks, but you should at least make some time to take annual leave, right? Try to switch off a little bit from work and focus on your family and your well-being, so that at the end of the day you come back stronger, you come back more well rested, and you can actually perform even better. Is there real work-life balance? I think it's how you manage your time. At the end of the day, what we said earlier, you have your kids, you have your parents to look after for at home and things like that, and sometimes it's not easy for you to divide your time, right? Because they might think, oh, you're actually doing work at home, so you're actually on leave, right? I can ask you for anything at any time. So it's important for you to have that balance and know when to take a break when you need to. And I think as employers, we're not forcing people to work until late at night. It's really truly how you divide your time, and how you, as long as you deliver in any point of hours you put in, we don't count. At least in Nestle, we don't take into account how many hours you spend in the day at work, because it's all about whether you have delivered what you've been asked to or not. Yeah.
Yeah, same for us. It's based on outcome, and it's the same. You have to manage your time. Your work hours are different now. Now that you're working remotely, it can be whatever time that suits you in terms of delivering what you're supposed to deliver. So in terms of it actually, what we like to say, I think now the term is no longer work-life balance, but work-life integration. How you integrate your family life and work life, and how you manage it and deliver what you're supposed to deliver. I think at the same time, we do also spend a lot of time to remind staff about mental wellness. I think for the past year, that topic has increased in terms of conversation, in terms of communications to employees on how to make sure that we remain healthy, fitness, mental wellness, and because of the isolation, especially for people who live alone, okay, we do spend a lot of time communicating to staff and making sure that they do take breaks, they do spend time to do other things than just focus on work. Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Okay, from my side, my personal experience, actually, when you talk about work-life balance or like Marty said, work-life integration, it's all about how you manage your time between your work
Yeah.
and your life. It's so much personal. It's the same whether you're working from office or from home. It's you who actually basically manage your own work and life balance. But me personally, when I'm at home, my time for myself it's much more, better in the sense that like 6 o'clock, I can actually change to my jogging suit and jog or do some exercise outside. Whereas in the office, sometimes you work until 6:37, but because you're stuck in the building, you don't want to go down and run. But at home, you can actually switch off and then put on your jogging suit and just do your exercise. That's the good part of working from home. And yes, it actually improve your work life balance.
Okay. And sadly, we are getting close to the end of our time together. I'm so sad because this is really a fruitful session. Last but not least, is there is one thing you would like this audience to take away from this session, what would it be? And each panelist answer may can with a different takeaway. And maybe we start with Miss Shariza, Miss Shaha, and Miss Marilyn. Thank you.
Okay, so I think for me, a takeaway would be for the fresh graduates out there to be, I think, be prepared to enter a workforce which is different and dynamic. It's important to stay flexible. It's important that you are open to new challenges. And it's important to basically be open to learn in different sort of environment, or what we say, be agile, right? Because in this kind of situation, there might not be a perfect formula on how you want to do something or learn something, but you need to be very adaptable to different kind of situations. So as you enter the workforce, I think this would be a very important thing to keep in mind. um, and as we know, a lot of people are saying, oh, there are not many jobs for fresh graduates, right? And I can say to some extent, yes, it's true that not many companies are really hiring as much. But I think it's also important to take this opportunity to do, beyond, to do something else if you're not able to get jobs immediately, right? So for example, you should be open to do an internship even after you have graduated, because that actually does add value to your CV and build your experience, right? So if there are companies, and Nestle being one of them, are those are a company which actually open to take interns who have already graduated, just to gain working experience while they're looking for jobs. I think do be open to take that opportunity, because that would really help you gain some work experience while you're waiting for a permanent role. Thank you, Hakim.
Okay, as for me, yeah, COVID-19, the pandemic, it's something that we never thought it will actually occur, and it has. It forced companies to switch to remote working quickly and immediately. My take is that remote working is here to stay, and it will be a part of our working culture. Uh, but in terms of how we work, whether it's at home or in office, the aim of the vision of being a worker with high of integrity and agile and creative, it's there. That shouldn't change the way we deliver things to our organization. That's all.
Yeah, same. I echo, my friends here. The thing that we always advise students is be open, be flexible, because yes, there's more graduates than there are jobs available out there. So you cannot be too fixated that I take accounting, I want to work in accounts. I take engineering, I want to work in an engineering role. No, so you have to be flexible. And yes, we have a lot of trade besides direct hires. We also have training programs where, it's an 8 months to 12 months training programs where, we do encourage graduates to just come in first as trainees, because that is already one leg into the company. Then you get to interact with people, you get to experience, and then people also can see that what sort of person you are, and what you can deliver. So tendency is, where there's opportunity, our trainees actually get the first hand in terms of any job that's available, opportunities with us. Okay, so in terms of internship, anyone interested, you can go to Maybank Jobs. Sorry, now I'm like marketing here. Maybankjobs.com. Go to maybankjobs.com and look for internship 2021 if you would like to do internship with us. Also, jobs available is also there. Also, you can connect with all of us on our LinkedIn for any further questions if you don't have you don't have opportunity to ask here. Okay, thanks.
Okay, a bit selling of Bank Islam also. Our Young Leaders program is coming. I think it's going to be in May, June, July, but the intake will be probably in October. So watch out for that. You can go to our career page, Bank Islam, and start dropping your resumes and your interests with us. Thanks.
Okay, so I should also do the same, right?
Yes.
So yes, our management trainee program, we will start open applications in May, but we've actually already started to take applications starting from grade 1 career fair. So the intake will actually start as well, similar to Bank Islam, somewhere in September, October. So, while waiting, you are more than encouraged to actually apply for our internship programs, our virtual internship programs. So we have two. We have a virtual one, purely virtual, and we also have a regular internship program, which is pretty much a combination of both. You can be present in the office as well as work virtually. So yeah, do head over to our website, and all our vacancies are actually listed there.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Henceforth, this conclude our webinar. And on behalf of the NAMSA, I would like to say thank you so much for Nestle, and to Maybank, and to Bank Islam, and also not forgetting Graduate for creating a platform to connect Malaysian students in America with exciting career opportunity. Yeah, and I hope everyone enjoyed this session. Thank you for all attending, and we hope you have learned and enjoyed this webinar. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you, Marlene.
everyone.
Thank you, Shah. Thank you,
Thank
Hakim.
you.
Thank you,
We
everyone.
have in store for you, and here's how you can start preparing yourself in hopes to land your dream job at Grad 1's upcoming virtual fair. Are you ready? Tip 1. Register and vacate your date. Save the date and book your spot. The Virtual Malaysian Career Fair 26 to 28 of March and the United States Career Networking Fair 1st of April. Tips 2. Research on participating companies. Leading Malaysian employers are excited to meet you, so do some research on them. This could be useful for you to network with company representatives and apply for jobs during the fair. Tip 3. Apply for featured jobs. There will be plenty of job opportunities available during the fair, so don't miss the chance to land your dream job from the comfort of your home, all in one click. Tip 4. Join insightful webinars. Key personnel of leading Malaysian employers will be sharing their insights and latest information about their company and industry. Here's your chance to ask questions and learn more about them before applying to be a part of their team. Tip 5. Network with leading employers. Look out for green blinking lights to know which employers are online. Participate in a roundtable discussion with your preferred employers and stand a chance to have private chats with them at their virtual booth. Tip 6. Be prepared and bring your best self. Don't forget to update your CV, watch out for current updates, polish your interview skills, and also dress up. Because who knows, you might be called for an on-the-spot interview. Just relax and be yourself. It's your personality and charm that makes you unique from others. And now, you are ready to be part of an exciting journey and take your career for greater heights. We'll see you at the fair. Hi, Malaysian talents in the United States. I'm Farisha from Team Grad 1, and I'm proud to tell you that the United States Career Networking Fair is happening this April 1st. Here's your chance to rub shoulders with leading Malaysian employers from the comfort of your home. Here's how you can register to the event. First of all, visit grad1.com/us and click Register Now on the top right corner. Fill in the necessary details. The red asterisks indicate compulsory fields, and this includes your resume. Let us know your top 6 preferred employers and click Confirm. Leading Malaysia employers can now view your resume and interact with you. You can also register through the Grad1 app. Here's how. Just download the Grad1 app on the Play Store or App Store. Click on the Events tab and click the United States Career Networking Fair. Fill in the details required. Once done, verify your email and complete your Grad1 profile. Employees can't see your account if you don't complete your profile. It's really simple to join our United States Career Networking Fair. Get online this April 1st to meet leading Malaysian employers. Take charge and land your dream job today! Find out what we have in store for you, and here's how you can start preparing yourself in hopes to land your dream job at Grad1's upcoming virtual fair. Are you ready? Tip 1. Register and vacate your day. Save the date and book your spot. The Virtual Malaysian Career Fair 26 to 28 of March and the United States Career Networking Fair 1st of April. Tips 2. Research on participating companies. Leading Malaysian employers are excited to meet you, so do some research on them. This could be useful for you to network with company representatives and apply for jobs during the fair. Tip 3. Apply for featured jobs. There will be plenty of job opportunities available during the fair, so don't miss the chance to land your dream job from the comfort of your home, all in one click. Tip 4. Join insightful webinars. Key personnel of leading Malaysian employers will be sharing their insights and latest information about their company and industry. Here's your chance to ask questions and learn more about them before applying to be part of their team. Tip 5. Network with leading employers. Look out for green blinking lights to know which employers are online. Participate in a roundtable discussion with your preferred employers and stand a chance to have private chats with them at their virtual booth. Tip 6. Be prepared and bring your best self. Don't forget to update your CV, watch out for current updates, polish your interview skills, and also dress up. Because who knows, you might be called for an on-the-spot interview. Just relax and be yourself. It's your personality and charm that makes you unique from others. And now, you are ready to be part of an exciting journey and take your career for greater heights. We'll see you at the fair. Hi Malaysian talents in the United States. I'm Farisha from Team Graduate, and I'm proud to tell you that the United States Career Networking Fair is happening this April 1st. Here's your chance to rub shoulders with leading Malaysian employers from the comfort of your home. Here's how you can register to the event. First of all, visit graduan.com/US and click register now